Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. Today we shall learn the lesson Justice Above Self, written by Munshi Premchand. This story tells us about the impartial judgment given by the Panch in the village panchayat. This is the story about two friends named Juman Sheikh and Algu Chowdhury. Juman Sheikh and Algu Chowdhury were good friends. The bond of their friendship was very strong. Both were helping each other and both were respected in the village. They both had a great respect in the village. Juman Sheikh had an old aunt who had some property. She transferred her property to him because nobody was there for her to look after her. So she transferred her property to Juman Sheikh so that he can look after her. Everything was fine in the beginning. After a couple of years, the situation was changed. Juman and his family were tired of the old relative. Juman and his wife started to ill-treat the old lady. They were not even ready to give little food to the old aunt. The old lady tolerated all these insults and ill-treatment patiently. But patience also has a limit, isn't it? Later, she became impatient. She requested Juman Sheikh to give her monthly allowance. What did she ask? She asked Juman to give her monthly allowance to set up a separate kitchen. But Juman rejected her demand. Old lady became angry and decided to take her case to the village panchayat. The old lady went on meeting people, explaining her case with them. When she told about her problem, some people sympathized with her, others laughed at her, and few others advised her to adjust herself with Juman Sheikh and his wife. At last, she came to Algu Chowdhury, who was the best friend of Juman, and requested him to come to the panchayat and speak the truth. But he did not reply, but her words kept ringing in his ears. The panchayat was held under the old banyan tree. Juman stood up and said, "The voice of the Panch is the voice of the God." It means the words of the Panch, the words of the head of the panchayat is similar to the words of the God. He asked his aunt to nominate the head Panch. She nominated Algu Chowdhury as the Panch. Whom will she nominate? She will nominate Algu Chowdhury as the Panch. The old lady stated that the Panch knows neither enemy nor friend. ಪಂಚರಿಗೆ ಶತ್ರುವಾಗಲಿ ಮಿತ್ರರಾಗಲಿ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪಂಚಾಯ್ತಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವರ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಾಣುವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. When the old lady nominated Algu as the Panch, Juman felt very happy because Algu Chowdhury was the best friend of Juman and he thought that Algu may give judgment in favor of him. The old lady explained her case to the Panch. Algu asked Juman to say his defense. Juman narrated about the transfer of property to him to look after his aunt. Juman Sheikh will explain everything in detail to the panchayat. He will tell how the quarrel began between his wife and aunt after some years and about the demand of monthly allowance by his aunt. After consulting other punches, Algu Chowdhury announced that Juman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance, or else the property goes back to her. What was the judgment given by Algu Chowdhury, children? Either to pay his aunt a monthly allowance or to give back the property to her. After the judgment, the bond of friendship between them was broken. The friends were seldom seen together. That means they were rarely seen together. Juman saw Algu Chowdhury as an enemy and he wanted to take revenge. Days passed and unfortunately Algu Chowdhury was in a tight spot. That means he was in a difficulty. He sold one of his bullocks to Sanju Sahu, a cart driver of the village, to whom he will sell his bullocks. He will sell his bullocks to Sanju Sahu, who was the cart driver of the village. Sanju Sahu agreed to pay the price of the bullock in a month's time. He told that he would give the money within a month. It so happened that the bullock sold by Algu Chowdhury died within a month. Unfortunately, what happened? The bullock which was sold to Sanju Sahu died within a month. After several months, Algu demanded Sahu to give the money, but Sanju Sahu refused to pay the price of the bullock as it was dead. When Sanju Sahu refused to pay the price of the bullock, Algu Chowdhury took the case to the Panchayat. The Panchayat was held under the banyan tree. Algu stood up and said, "The voice of the Panch is the voice of the God," and led the Sahu to nominate the head Panch. Sanju Sahu proposed the name of Juman. He nominated Juman Sheikh as the head of the Panch. Algu's heart sank and he turned pale because he thought that Juman may take revenge on him. After the first Panchayat, after the judgment given by Algu Chowdhury, the bond of their friendship had broken and they had become enemies. So he thought that he would take revenge on him. The moment Juman became the head Panch, he realized his responsibility as a judge and the dignity of office. Both Algu and Sahu presented their case. After listening to their case, Juman stood and announced that Sahu should pay Algu the price of the bullock. When Sahu bought the bullock, it was in good health. The death of the bullock was unfortunate, but Algu cannot be blamed for it. Juman said that Sanju Sahu should pay Algu Chowdhury the price of the bullock and not to blame Algu for the death of the bullock, as the death was unfortunate. Algu Chowdhury could not control his feeling when the judgment was in his favor. He said victory to the Panchayat. Juman came to Algu and embraced him. He told Algu about his realization as a Panch. A Panch knows no friend or enemy, but only justice. By listening to the words of Juman, Algu was also in tears. His tears washed away all the dirt of misunderstanding between them. The Panchayat, which had broken the bond of friendship between them, has itself made the bond of friendship strong again after the second Panchayat. The misunderstanding, enmity and hatredness, everything was washed away and both of them became close friends again. Their bond of friendship became very, very strong. This is all about the lesson Justice Above Self. I hope this class was beneficial for you. Meet you all in the next class. Thank you.